Today was a planned, coordinated group pissing around with Bitcoin price, whose attack early, beginning of, actually not even beginning of day, pre-market open attack on Bitcoin to the downside, as traditional markets futures didn't move. And then exactly on the 5-minute candle, as traditional markets open, Bitcoin, they closed their shorts, took on longs, and bought Bitcoin on spot, and they made money down and up all within 2 hours or an hour and a half, and made money to the downside, made money to the upside, and Bitcoin went back exactly where it was before it all happened. So it was a interesting day. I personally started off the day pretty strong when I was trading, but then once Bitcoin went right back up to where it was, I started getting my butt kicked because volatility reduced, and I thought volatility would continue. I did get my butt, so I made money with them to the upside once market opened. I saw it coming, so today was I'll show you in the charts, but today it was either a hedge fund or hedge funds working together to do that downside, upside to the downsides, or downside to, and then to the upside as markets open. It was a whale game day today. But all you need to make money in crypto is volatility. So don't say it's theys or the big bad theys or anything. It's not they. As long as they are making volatility, you can make money from it, even though I got my butt kicked once volatility reduced. So anyway, yeah, I was up about 315 yesterday, and then I lost. I erased those profits and down another $100 today. So I'll have to chip away at that, getting things back to even probably tomorrow. It'll probably take 1 to 2 days to technically be even over the last 2 days, rolling 2 days. So let's get rocking and rolling and start this show. Rock and roll. So let's take a look. I'm going to go down all the way to the 5-minute chart so we can watch this happen. Actually, let me show you what lines we're working with. So what you're going to see flashing here is the trading channel. That's working pretty damn well. Partly why I lost money the other half of the day, because it's in the middle of everything. So I probably should have stopped trading. But anyway, so what you're seeing flashing is the trading channel. That's those lines. See that? And then this line right here is the weekly open right here. It looks like it could come into importance if Bitcoin could break above this line. This line right here is yesterday's daily open. And honestly, it might align with roughly today's as well. No, 2 days ago. Daily. Yeah, so I'm on the daily. No, it was yesterday's. Okay, it was yesterday's daily open. So I'm going to go to the daily chart so you can see this. See, that's the same white line right there. So here's the weekly open. Here's the daily from yesterday. And the reason I kept that on there for today, and I even let my Discord community know yesterday, I think this line will be important for the next 24 to 48 hours. And look at it. It is. This is the battle line still. So the day prior, the daily open, it was a doji day. So this was roughly here. Where did the day start? 1800 hours. Let me watch. Let's take a look. And then I'll explain how this was a whale game day. Yeah, they made money to the downside and to the upside, then they let it rip. And they just let the market take over. They clearly closed out their positions either here or here. Anyway, so the day yesterday opened here. The day opened right there. Yep, right there. So that's why the line is there, right? And the whole day, it started up, then went down. Day was green, day was red, day was green, day was red, day was green, day was red, day was green, 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 and then the day closed, I think, it closed a little green. It was a spinning top like this. That's a spinning top, and this is a doji, and this is another type of doji, and that's another, like, that's kind of more of a gravestone type of thing. But anyway, so I expected this line to be very, very important for at least the next day. So you can see visually here the importance of that line. And here's the tricky thing. A lot of the RSIs are telling me that price can continue floating up, but look at the difference on this line. The day prior, it was mostly on top. So if you go like this, so the day opened right here. So about right there is daily open. 1800 hours on my chart, at least my time zone. All right. So look, take a snapshot. look how many candles are under it. And the day ended about right. The daily candle closed right there. All right, so look. And then compare that to all the candles in this box. See how there's way more price action in the green box than there is in the red box? See that? Okay. So all that's in here versus all of this. All of these candles. See the difference? You can kind of see it pretty clear like that. So the black box, so there are way more candles in this box. However, today, almost all the candles would be in the red box. Only a few of them, like that candle, that wick, that end candle, like 3 or 4 or 5 minute candles in the box above. And so, but a lot of my indicators right now are showing that things can float up. However, basic horizontal resistance are saying no, it's getting rejected over and over, and it's not consolidating in a bullish fashion. That kind of was until, well, no, it wasn't. Go to above, low. Yeah, this kind of was. It was making higher lows, so let's zoom way in there. Yeah, that's actually not bad. So here it was kind of looking okay, but this isn't really that bullish at all, because this low is lower than that one, that high is lower than that one, so you're in a 5 minute daily or a 5 minute candle downtrend now. So that's not a bullish consolidation under here. But the indicators, look. And so this is another reason why I'm not trading right now, because you just don't trade when you don't have. Right now is edgeless environment, at least the way I trade. That's on top. The daily RSI is on top of the white line. This is on top-ish, 8 hour, 4 hour above. It's not bouncing on the white line. The green, so the green squiggly is not above. It is above the white line, but it's not bouncing on it. So that's kind of ish. It's in the middle. 2 hour is bouncing on it. 1 hour is bouncing on it. 15 minute is 30 minutes on it. 15 minute just broke below. But anyway, so most of the important stuff, it is allowing price to float up, but basic resistance is saying it's not going to. So this is a pretty good moment where you can tell most of the volatility was clearly a planned event, especially because it turned around exactly at market open, as NASDAQ did not fall. The futures of NASDAQ did not fall during this. It was only Bitcoin. And given that you saw a big green candle there, that's why I took a long, actually exactly on that candle. And I made my first long on Ethereum and Bitcoin up to here, and I took profits. And I actually met my daily goal, and I should have fucking stopped, but I didn't. I got my ass kicked from here to here, and from here to there. I shorted a nice short right there, but then it goes boom in 3 minutes, just straight up. Wicked me out, and I got, I got stopped out at a good stop area, but plus the fees. I mean, it hurt. So I can't tell really what's going to happen here. I mean, the indicator's saying this, whatever it's doing now, will be a higher low to this one. That's what the indicators are saying. However, this resistance here is saying, this is going to have to test down to a different line. So it's being rejected by a horizontal line, not my channels line. It's not saying it has to come test one of my channels, because it usually works from channel to channel. So this is a horizontal line. It's getting rejected. It's saying it needs to go to this green line. So you're getting different. So I like to, for TA and to guide my trading, I use a mixture of, here, let me make myself big. I specifically use a mixture of structural analysis, not pattern trading necessarily, but structural analysis with indicator stuff like stochastics, RSI, or my go-tos, candlestick formations. Yeah. So I use structural analysis like channels and just basic higher-low structure, okay, or lower-high structure to short. Those types of things with indicators. And when they agree, I like to trade, because the probabilities, I just like make money whatever I do. I mean, you're rarely wrong, right? But what did I do today? What did I do today? I didn't follow my typical rules. I wanted to take advantage of big volatility where I knew this would snap up because NASDAQ didn't go down. So I made money off that. And then I thought the volatility I thought that it needed to make a symmetric shape here like this. So I shorted right there thinking it's a fake out just over this local high. and it didn't happen. It just melted sideways and up, and then now sideways. So yeah, this is the horizontal rules are saying this is not going to be a higher low. It's got to hit this first. And my indicators are saying, yes, this can be a higher low, and it actually probably will be. So because the two things that I rely on don't agree, I can't trade. So hopefully that's valuable to you. And, this could be a case where somebody, leaves a comment. Like I've seen this comment. That's 8 minutes and you said nothing. No, you simply didn't understand it. So it's very valuable to know when your rules aren't aligning and you don't have, you don't have your system doesn't say trade. You don't make something else up. That's it. That's very valuable. Because what did I do today? These weren't my basic rules. My rules did say I could short this though, but I wasn't awake at my computer. That was at like freaking, when did market open? Yeah, so that's 4 a.m. in the morning. I wasn't there. So that coordinated group obviously tanked price the wrong way because NASDAQ didn't do this. They did it when the order books were thin. No one was awake at 4 a.m. And that's the end of the Japanese trading day. So the volume's low across the board. Only like Europe would be trading Bitcoin. And that's so very thin order books. So my rules did allow me to short there, but I wasn't trading at 4 a.m. So that's what I got. This is choppy. I can't honestly give a good guess because of all this mess, and now it's just floating sideways. My indicators are saying this is going to continue floating up to 32K. But this horizontal right here is saying it's not. It has to test down here before it has a chance to come up here, essentially. And so I don't know which one's going to happen, but I think those are the two most likely cases. And I gave out 2 general cases yesterday, and it happened exactly. I said it's before, on this day, I said today on the daily candle, it's going to hit this line or that line. And I said, and it could continue going past one of those lines that it hits too. And then at the very beginning of that video, that happened. But here, I mean, I could give you 2 guesses, but I'm going to be very specific with you. I'm not as confident. So this could end up being a higher low, then it starts floating up. So I'll just give you, it could go up, could go down, could go sideways, but I swear that's valuable information. That just means you don't do anything fancy. So it could form higher lows, get above here, scream above, because it's breaking a thing, comes back down, test it, floats up, gets above here, comes test it, and then test the weekly line, maybe gets rejected by it a few times, something like that. Yeah, that could happen. And then tries up to 31, 32. That would be the 20. That'd be tomorrow. Yeah, so that all could happen. This could happen in within the next 24 hours. That could easily happen. That's what my indicators are saying is going to happen. But my structural analysis, this is stuck in the middle of these 2 lines. So this is more saying it's going to break down. My structural, and so is the horizontal. These are all lower highs. High, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Rejection with lower highs. 3 sets. So 1 set of lower highs, another set of lower highs. So what that's saying is this has to touch here, and probably wick down to touch the other structural analysis, do like this, just as it did back here. So, and then it's a question mark from there. From there, I can't tell. So my indicators aren't giving me much more indication than that. Or no, the structural analysis isn't telling me much more than that. The indicators are saying this right here. And my structural analysis is saying this has to happen, and then a question mark at the end, like so. And the reason why this is valuable is because sometimes no trade is the best trade. And if you just can't stay off the charts, and you know you're breaking that general rule of thumb, you know it's not a good trading environment, you just trade with way less money. You can use the same type of leverage. Just use, like, if your typical one position is $1,000 to pick a round number, you would only do like 300, and you would be just looking for a bunt or hitting a single, or making a good pass in soccer. You're not looking to hit strike a goal right there. All right. Yeah, so today is honestly a big question mark day, and I think I had a few of those days back here where my analysis was, I don't know what's going to happen. However, I did let everybody know back here on May 14th that it's going to go sideways for up to 30 days at bare minimum 10, and we're on day 12 or so. day 13. And on this day here, I mentioned if the 1 hour breaks above a certain level, that means the daily RSI is going to do something where it has to go sideways for another like 5 or 6 days. It might actually have been back here. It was on this candle. It confirmed that it's going to get 5 to 6 more days of sideways. So that's 1, 2, 3, it's 4. So it could on it. So the next thing is it could go sideways. So I've given you the up version, the down version, and so I can't remember which video it was. It might have been my weekend video where I said, hey, it's, if this happens, it's going to confirm, 4 to 7 more days of sideways, something to that effect. It might have been Monday's video, and then that happened like an hour after I ended the video. So it confirmed it would float up and Bitcoin would continue going sideways. So you also have the sideways. It could just literally do this. Yeah, it could just keep floating on this freaking line. this line at 29,620. So 29,620. That could just be the line of the week. And this week could be like just a big nothing burger of up and down, which can be very profitable, especially if a group is not coordinating attack at 4 a.m. But yeah, rock and roll. So I can't tell what's going to happen. I'm going to try to look at some questions that y'all got. Somebody came on early. So even though Kadena UAE, you're not, I'm going to get your question first because you were on here first. So I respect that, and you get dibs. So Kadena, what do you want? On Kadena. So the first thing to know on Kadena is you need to look at Bitcoin dominance. This tells you more about what Kadena is going to do than Kadena Price itself. And I've been saying for a while, since I think before this happened. And so has, I think, another big YouTuber who's very scientific and might have a doctorate degree, that one, who does nothing flashy in his videos. He's also been saying for quite a while, Bitcoin dominance is going to go up, and it just is. Not necessarily from the chart, but because he and I and a lot of other people know what phase in the market cycle we are. We are like barely halfway through the bear market. And that's when Bitcoin dominance goes skyrocketing because people start giving up on alts. It's that simple. They stop becoming buyers and more people become sellers. So you have more sellers, and this is just what happens. And it's happening now, and it's not going to reverse anytime soon. And you have fewer buyers. That's it for altcoins. And that's why Bitcoin does what it does. Because if you have fewer buyers on altcoins because they've given up, that means they're not going to outperform Bitcoin when Bitcoin goes up. And when Bitcoin goes down, those coins are going to move down farther because you have more sellers. So Bitcoin dominance would go up at this market phase. Even when Bitcoin's going up, Bitcoin dominance at this phase, like this is where people are starting to give up now. You can tell by Bitcoin dominance. People are finally starting to realize, oh, fuck, I just screwed up. I'm 80% down. At least let me keep 20% of my money. That's what's happening across the board. Kadena holders, everybody. So this is very important for this. So anything to the upside, Bitcoin will very potentially, especially if it's not in a corrective phase. So if you see Bitcoin in a corrective phase like this, yeah, Kadena for that day or 3 or 4 or 5 days could outperform Bitcoin on pumps up. But when you see Bitcoin in a bullish area here, if Bitcoin goes up, Kadena won't outperform Bitcoin. Does that make sense? So it's very important when you're trying to like deal with altcoins that if you're clicking around, just look at Bitcoin dominance first. What type of day is it? So this is a very bullish posturing, especially on this candle here. Actually, let me zoom in. Yeah, this candle here, right there, it's getting ready to break out. You would know that, hey, if I'm smelling an upside move and I want to buy some crypto, I'm better off buying Bitcoin than Kadena. I'm going to get a better move up. Does that make sense? Even on futures, really. So let's go back to Kadena. I guess that is the whole chart. Wow, that can't be the whole chart, is it? The hell exchange has the whole thing. Oh, KuCoin. No shit. All right, is that what I have for Kadena here? Okay, here. All right, so yeah, on KuCoin. All right. So it looks like any type of Bitcoin move to the upside, this is not going to participate. So it's probably going to make lower high, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low, lower low until it gets a bounce point. This could be a bounce point, but it ain't bouncing. So if it can't bounce at $2 even, and it can't make a higher local high, at least on the, I would say, 4-hour chart. So where's your last local high? If it can't close like a candle or two above this area, it's going to hit that line. It's that simple. That's literally all the analysis you need. It's boring. It's not sexy, but it's true. No 4-hour candle closure above there. No bounce here. If you think it's bouncing and you see it wick above, but the 4-hour closes here, you know it's going to get ready to come straight back down. That'd actually be a great short opportunity. If it does actually mosey up there, you could try it. Obviously, it could start rallying and you want to use stops, but this would be a pretty good area. It'd be a lot of times it goes, altcoin and Bitcoins like to go a percent or two above a recent local high and then turn around. It's a NASDAQ traditional market thing, and it's becoming more common in crypto now because things are moving with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's moving like NASDAQ, and that's what NASDAQ does. It does these fake outs just above the last local high, then heads down in that direction. Because it's baiting people to go long, essentially, and it happens a lot. So you have a lot of bots tricking other bots and a lot of algos trying to trick other algos. What else? And it tricks people too. Because that would be people buying, they'd be like inverse head and shoulders, and it's up, and then it gets them to bait them and goes bam. It's very, very common. It's very, it makes it more difficult to trade in that environment. And that's why a lot of people have better luck trading mid-cap coins in the stock market because there are you're not trading against such sophisticated robots on those. Not nearly as much. So there's enough liquid. It's the best blend between liquidity and not bot controlled. So Bitcoin, unfortunately, is essentially controlled by NASDAQ bots right now that trade Apple and NASDAQ, or Apple and Amazon and probably Tesla. It's the same bots doing Bitcoin. So yeah, that's Kadena. That's all you need. It's going to hit that line until a 4-hour closes above there. So $1.40 is your target unless a 4-hour candle gets here. Do not get excited if price goes way up here within a 4-hour candle. Doesn't matter. If it's not closing, don't get excited yet. Because it's probably, if it does get above there, it's that same 4-hour candle is probably going to go boom. It's going to close right there. And then it goes do. So don't get excited until specifically a 4-hour closure above $2.70. As hard as that is to believe, I can actually anticipate a wick above the candle closes, then it goes all the way down to $1.40. So honestly, I'm going to try to remember that. I might set an alert. If Kadena gets above here, I'm going to try to get into a short. Yeah. There you go. That'd be a great play. And there's probably a big EMA there as well. That'd be the daily 21, which would be, so look at the last time that Kadena went above the daily 21. Look, was that a perfect short opportunity? Abso-freaking-lutely. That's a pretty common play. Is during a down move, either you wick above the daily 10 and go down, or you wick above the daily 21 then go down. So that would be the same thing. It would be wicking above the daily 21 because it would get there about here, and this would wick above both of those, both the horizontal and the daily 21, which is a signal for people to go long as well if you can close above the daily 21. So it'd fake out people on the daily, and it'd fake out people on any time frame trading horizontal. So I actually anticipate something like that happen. So watch out. That's why I set in alerts, because I would absolutely try to short it. That's what we got for Kadena. $1.40 is the target until that condition is met. All right, Plandemic. Is Plandemic like a coin, or is that something more similar to Let's Go Brandon? But more on the global scale, global conspiracy scale. I did not lose internet connection, so I don't know why this is lagging. Oh,